Okay, you ready? So, I wish to find out how you feel about writing. This is not a test, and there are no right answers. I just want you to be as honest as you can and sincere about your answers. If you take a look, it's got Garfield on it. So I'm going to read you the question, and then you're going to look at Garfield, and you're going to look at his moods. So in this first one, he is very happy. Look at those teeth. And in the second one, he's somewhat happy. He's still smiling. This one, he's a little upset. And on this last one, he's very upset. Okay, so you're going to circle, after I ask the question, you're going to circle how you feel, not how Garfield feels, or not how you think I would want you to feel, how you feel, okay? So, you ready? All right, so here we go. Number 1. How would you feel writing a letter to the author of a book you read? Okay, so like you would write a letter to the author about the book or something like that. Okay. Number 2, how would you feel if you wrote about something you have heard or seen? Number 3, how do you feel writing a letter to a store asking about something you might buy there? Number 4, how would you feel telling in writing why something happened? It's like if something happened and I asked you to write it down, tell me what happened by writing it down. How would you feel? Okay. Number 5. Okay, how do you feel about spending free time reading? So this was a reading question rather than a writing question. Okay. How do you feel keeping a diary? Do you know what a diary is? Okay. Number 7, how do you feel about writing poetry for fun? Number 8, how would you feel writing a letter stating your opinion about a topic? Okay. Number 9, how do you feel if you were an author who writes books? How would you feel about being an author that writes books? If you were the author. Number 10, how do you feel if you had a job as a writer for a newspaper? Number 11, how do you feel about becoming an even better writer than you already are? Number 12, how do you feel about writing a story instead of doing homework? Okay. Number 13, how do you feel about writing a story instead of watching TV? Number 14, how would you feel writing about something you did in science? Number 15, how would you feel writing about something you did in social studies?
What social studies?
Social studies is when you talk about history, might be Texas history, it might be Indians, it might be communities, okay? Number 16, how do you feel if you could write more in school? Okay. Number 17, how do you feel about writing down the important things your teacher says about a new topic? So taking notes. Okay, number 18, how do you feel writing a long story or report in school? Number 19, how do you feel writing answers to questions in science or social studies? So you're just writing the answers. Okay. Number 20, how do you feel if your teacher asks you to go back and change some of your writing? How do you feel if your classmates talked about making your writing better? Number 22. How would you feel writing an advertisement for something people could buy? That pencil's not very good, is it?
There.
Number 23. How do you feel keeping a journal for class? Number 24. How do you feel writing about things that have happened in your life? Number 25. How do you feel about writing about something from another person's point of view? Number 26. How do you feel about checking your writing to make sure the words you have written are spelled correctly? I'll get you another pencil. Number 27. Here, just get that red one right there. Number 27. How do you feel if your classmates read something you wrote? And number 28. How do you feel if you didn't write as much in school? How do you feel if you didn't write as much in school? Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.